Will you have power when the grid goes down? This may be an option for you. Hey Provident Preppers, it's Jonathan, and today we're looking at the Energy Power Station. Zane reached out to me a few months ago, and we've been tinkering with this and playing with this, and I'm actually very impressed with this power station. For those of you who haven't seen my previous reviews on power stations, a power station is basically a big battery that has a charge controller that makes sure it charges correctly, that has an inverter that allows you to run all the appliances you want to run, both DC and AC appliances, and the ability to run off solar. So normally, you know, when you've got grid power, you're going to charge this with a cord in your wall. When you don't have power, then you're going to be able to run it off of a car charger or off of solar, perhaps a generator, whatever it is. You can charge this up and then have that battery capacity to run things that you need to run. Now, when we're talking about power stations, we want to know three basic numbers. The first of those is power output. How much power can this thing put out? This can put out 1,500 watts. In our playing around, there were a couple of things that I couldn't get to run with this. One was my metal chop saw. That draws about 1,200 watts, so theoretically it would have run, but the startup of that motor wouldn't let it get there. The startup is usually 3 to 5 times on those motors, and so we were pushing up to 6,000, and this only has 3,000 watt capability for surge. So, but my other table saw, my shop vac, a bunch of these things worked, and we'll let you take a look at that. While the Energy Power Station doesn't have quite enough startup capability to run my metal chop saw or my regular wood chop saw, it does have enough to run this table saw and other tools. So let's take a look. It also has enough oomph to run my shop vac so I can clean up my messes when I'm done. My wife would appreciate that. The Energy Power Station has no problem at all running this washing machine. It's a very efficient machine. You can see it's bouncing around from about 180 down to 20 or something. It varies depending on the load, but this, yeah, no problem at all running this. We could also run the dryer because it is a gas dryer, but when I've run it in the past with power stations, it chews up more energy than I want to use when I can just go out and hang the clothes on the line. So in a crisis situation, everything will just get put on the line. We could use this if we had the natural gas, but no power, but generally speaking, I don't. Here, the Energy Power Station is running the freezer. Depending on the weather and the temperature in the garage here, this could probably run this freezer for a couple of days. It only draws about 90 watts when it's running, so we could probably go a couple of days, and if we had the solar plugged in, it could probably just keep up with it. This is one that I always like to demonstrate because this represents medical equipment that our family uses. Perhaps you have medical equipment that you use as well. You want something that reliably runs it, and this does a great job. And of course, for beating the summer heat, this Energy Power Station would have no problem running a fan or 2 or 3 fans. This is only drawing about 60 watts right now, but having that movement of air will make a huge difference in a crisis situation. The second number that we want to look at is the storage capacity. This head unit is on top of this battery. This battery has 1,000 watt hours of energy. So pretty good sized battery under here, but the really cool thing about the Energy Power Station is I could put 5 batteries in this stack and have 5,000 watt hours of storage that would be delivered through this head unit. Now ultimately, if you wanted, you could put up to 96 of these batteries together in stacks of 5, connecting them together. Most people aren't going to do that, but this head unit has the capability to deal with 96 of these batteries. For most people, you're going to buy one, or you might buy 2. Maybe you buy one and then in a few months or next year you have the money to buy another one, and you can add 2 or 3, whatever is going to get you to where you need to go with your critical loads. And you can make this up to 5,000 in this stack. The third number that we want to be looking at is how much solar energy can we input into this thing. And as preppers, that's pretty important to us because in a crisis situation, we want to not only be able to use the energy that's in here, but we want to be able to recharge it fairly quickly so that we can continue to run some medical equipment or a fridge or a freezer, whatever it is our critical loads may be. We want to be able to get this recharged quickly. This will take a lot of energy very quickly, and if you're in something like a rolling blackout, when the power comes back on, you can use all sources. You can be charging with solar, a car if it's applicable, you can be plugging it into the wall. Whatever it is, you can use them all in concert and get this thing charged real quickly. That's one thing that I really like about it. Another thing I really like about the charging is it will accept solar energy in voltages from 14 clear up to 90. A lot of the power stations you can only go like maybe 12 to 30, or you might have one that's a little higher, 35 to 70, but this will take anything from 14 to 90 volts, which gives you all kinds of flexibility when you're looking at solar panels. Inergy has their own solar panels if you want to do that, or if you want to get your own. They're almost always within that voltage range, 14 to 90. So you can get whichever panels make sense to you, and this will handle it just fine. Let's briefly look at your outputs here. You've got 6 standard 110, 120 volt outlets. You've also got 2 of these 15 amp, 12 volt outputs. You'll have your USB-C ports here that each can put out 60 watts, your standard USB-A ports, and your 5.5 by 2.5 that can run things like these lights. These come from Inergy as well. So you've got a variety of outputs and the ability to run a lot of different kinds of things. A significant feature that really attracted me to the Inergy is their partnership with EMP Shield. This is an extra add-on that you can get, but it will protect your system from bumper to bumper. This is the charging side, so you can plug this into this charging port. This goes off to your solar panels. This is your outputs. You've got 6 plugs here, and in addition, you've got these plugs here, and this entire system is protected from solar storms, from lightning, from EMP, and it's backed by EMP Shield with an insurance policy up to $25,000. So this is something I haven't seen with any other power station. This system is only compatible with the Inergy system, but that was a neat something that I hadn't thought of, I hadn't seen, and something that I really like and appreciate that they're aware of those threats and give you the ability to protect your power station. The cost of this unit when we got it was $1,450, and for some they may say, oh, that seems a little bit high, but what you're buying is the modularity. You're buying the ability to add additional batteries or to add other packs, the MPPT charging, solar charging supercharger, different things like that. So you're buying a series of features that allow you to expand and make this what you want it to be. So I'm very, very impressed with Inergy, with the new things that they have coming out. They're coming out with a series of new features and options. Just very impressed with the company and the things that they're pulling out. So this weighs about 29 pounds. This unit as it sits is $1,450. This comes with a 2-year warranty, and it is rated for 2,000 cycles. Now, if this is something that is exciting to you, check out our link in the description and use the promo code Provident with all capital letters. Through the month of June 2022, this will give you a 5% discount, and this helps to support our channel. Now for the question of the day. When the grid goes down, how are you going to power up? Comment below, and thanks for being part of the solution.